Hey everybody, my name is Leo and we're playing the Fruit of Grisaia. Now, I haven't seen the anime yet, and I'm aware it exists, I'm just avoiding it so I don't spoil anything for myself. I learned this about this through Kickstarter from Sakai World and this and that. And this is the epic music that we are greeted with at the menu, so let's continue. I mean, go forward. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yes. Intense sunlight blazes down the road as if to declare the arrival of summer. The burning asphalt radiates heat, mixing with the scent of the tide to form a thick, muggy atmosphere. That freaking cicada is so distracting! When the weather's clear in summer like this, you get guys who lose their heads in the heat. Sexual assaults, robberies, all the way up to homicides. I don't have time to list the variety of crimes committed by morons with baked brains. As a result, at times like these, the police inevitably get very wary about suspicious types. It was about 10 minutes ago that I realized I'd been mistaken for one of those heat stroke out sorts.
名前が風見裕二。住所は山梨県大里郡。
Sweat pouring from his forehead as he examines my license. The policeman in front of me takes a glance at the large backpack I'm carrying, then continues a background check.
山梨から来たのか、あんた。
Yeah.
この町には何の用事で？大荷物背負ってどこかへ行く途中かい？
I told you this 10 minutes ago. I'm moving. This luggage is everything I own.
それじゃあ、引っ越し先の住所は？
Like I said, I don't have one yet. The answer is not going to change no matter how many times you ask.
引っ越し先の住所も決まっていないのに、引っ越してきたっていうのかい？君。
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you... Where are you going? What are you planning to do here? Depending on the context, these could be fairly philosophical questions, but as far as police inquiries go, they're pretty run-of-the-mill. From their perspective, anyone wandering around without clear-cut business is by default a criminal of some sort. Let alone someone like me carrying around conspicuous, bulky luggage is as good as guaranteed they'd stop me. That is their job, I suppose, since this little scene acts as a crime deterrent through its visibility. It's not an entirely wasted effort, but unfortunately, I don't have all day to play along. I drop a glance toward the digital watch I'm wearing around my left wrist. Hey, sorry, but I'm keeping someone waiting. I really can't spare any more time hanging out with bored cops. A bored police force is proof that the city's at peace. Take it as a compliment. Inexplicably taking offense at my tone, the police clicks his tongue in irritation and tosses my license back. I refuse.
どうして？何か見られたくないものでも入ってるの？刃物とか持ってない？
I don't rely on blades. Policy of mine. Look, are you really telling me to unpack all this on the spot? It'll take an hour at least. 30 minutes just to take it all out. 30 minutes to stuff it back in.
じゃあ立ち話もなんだし、警察署に行こうか。冷たいお茶ぐらい出すからさ。そこでゆっくりお話を聞かせてよ。
Okay, I have no idea what this world is like because I've never seen the anime or anything. I have no really real context, but they're being really freaking pushy. Are you serious? I just told you. I don't have the time. I can't accept voluntary questioning. I know you can't just back down in this situation, but if I say I'll head over there myself later, can we wrap this up for now?
そんな都合のいいこと言って、そのまましらばっくれる気だろ。だったらせめて自宅の連絡先を教えてよ。
As I've explained, I'm in the middle of a move. I vacated my old place, so I don't have an address.
じゃあご両親の住んでいる実家の住所だ。まさか両親もホームレスだとは言うまい？
What an ass! I don't have any parents, no siblings, no relatives either. They're all dead.
本当に？やっぱり何か隠してるんじゃないの？
This is going nowhere.
警察署まで来てくれれば無駄な問答をしなくて済むんだけどね。今パトカー呼ぶから 少し待っててくれる?
Oh my god, this is even frustrating me. Then at least let me call the person I'm supposed to be meeting. At this rate, they'll be waiting all day.
そりゃ構わないけど。相手は誰? お友達?
Oh my gosh, you were so pushy and nosy. Are you serious? I'm not gonna tell you that.
言えないような相手なのか?
It's your mother. We had an appointment at a hotel tonight.
は?
I was keeping quiet out of the goodness of my heart. You dragged it out of me, so don't blame me when your parents get divorced and your happy home is shattered.
バカにしてるのか?
Holy crap, dude!
え?
About 30 meters away from where we're talking, someone screams. A desperate cry follows within seconds. A woman sits collapsed in the street, stretching out her hand. Her high heels lie on the ground, knocked off her feet by the sudden fall. Just about halfway between us, there's a man in a flashy Hawaiian shirt running in this direction. Although the thief flinches for a moment at the sight of the policeman's uniform, after a quick check for any convenient side streets, he barrels onward. Brandishing the stolen bag menacingly, his hand violently gestures, "Out of my way!" The cop is completely flustered. He's quite clearly unaccustomed to this sort of situation. While he's panicking, the distance between us and the thief shrinks with surprising swiftness. The man runs in a straight line towards a breakthrough of freedom. I happen to be standing directly in the middle of his path. As he prepares to strike with the bag, I ascertain the movement of his shoulder and arm for the first signs of motion, and hit his wrist sharply just as he begins to swing. The man's arm instantly stiffens and loses all momentum. His eyes pop wide open in shock. I immediately grab the collar of his Hawaiian shirt he's wearing and firmly draw him toward me. Before the man can offer resistance to my pull, I smoothly reverse and use my body weight to shove against him. When pushed just as they've begun to brace themselves against being pulled, anyone except a genuine expert is going to be thrown off balance. Nice shirt, where'd you buy it? Shock spreads across the man's face as his knees buckle against his will. I try to gain a chokehold using my grip on the neck of his shirt, but the man promptly draws his head back and shifts his body to his side, preventing me from landing a hold in his neck. Although I expected as much from a glance at his build, it seems like he's somewhat experienced in judo. But in this case, you would have been better off trying a decisive tackle. Rotating around the purse snatcher in the opposite direction of his slide, I yank his right arm upward with both hands. In one movement, I circle to his back. Next, pull back your opponent's wrist and elbow and pin them to the ground. This is just basic Aikido, by the way. I gotta give a little more emotion to my reading here. Hey now, you've got your priorities all wrong. Before worrying about me, you should kill the guy who sold you that shirt. Perhaps unconsciously, the man's now empty left hand desperately slaps at the asphalt. While holding the thief pinned, I quickly shoot at a look behind me. Don't just stand there! The policeman jerks straight in response to my angry shout. Taking a pair of handcuffs from the pouch around his waist, he runs over to restrain the criminal. The purse snatcher seems to have resigned himself to his fate and doesn't offer any pointless resistance. He accepts his red-handed arrest for theft docilely, then sits quietly on the ground with his head hung as the police radios for backup. Apparently, they weren't too far off, as the siren approaches in no time. Well, I'm an Aikido master, apparently. Two policemen get out of the arriving cruiser and push the criminal into the back of the seat. As I'm quietly watching this scene in perfect passivity, the policeman from earlier runs over.
犯人確保の協力を感謝します。
Well, no. I'll pass on the letter of thanks, so how about letting me move on?
そうもいかんの
Oh,
です。
come on, dude!
宣告の件も含めてできれば改めて署でお話を聞かせていただきたいのですが。
Leave me alone. I figured as much. Shaking my head in exasperation, I silently rebuked myself. Should have let it alone. As the policeman pushes my back, a glance at my wristwatch informs me that I'm already 5 minutes late for my meeting. Who's that girl that had her bag stolen? What's this? Oh, that was neat.
なあ、もうそろそろ話してくれないか。
What did I do? 30 minutes have passed since I was brought to the interrogation room. Familiar as a place where criminals break into flop sweat in TV dramas, I'm sitting on a cheap foldable pipe chair, my arms folded in perfect silence.
そうやって黙ってちゃいつまで経っても帰れないぞ。誰かと待ち合わせをしているんだろ。さっさと話して終わらせた方がいいんじゃないか。
Dude, are you investigating some kind of crime around me? I haven't done anything. Instead of responding, I close my eyes, a silent statement indicating that I have absolutely no intention of opening my mouth. The detective clicks his tongue in exasperation at my attitude. I've got a pretty fair idea of what he'll be doing next.
悲しいことがないなら話せるだろう。いつまで黙りを決め込むつもりだ。
The sound of something being struck and even louder attempt at intimidation. This is the point where a timid guy would be jumping in his seat with his eyes open, or maybe staring at the floor and quivering. As for me, my eyes are still shut and my arms are still folded quietly. Mine is a total blank. I've been accustomed to adults shouting at me like this since I was a child. Following the threat stage, the next step would be for him to grip my hair and jolt me back and forth, but I'm dealing with an official authority group here. I should get off without direct violence this time. Not to say that they won't pull out the old TV cliches and harass me by shining a desk lamp in my eyes or something of the sort. I can roughly translate the detective's sigh. Goddamn kids these days. Well, I haven't done anything wrong, so... I gently open my eyes in order to sneak a look at his disgusted face. I still look like a chair. The detective sitting in front of me seems to be challenging the Guinness World Record for the most dramatic asymmetry between the left and right sides of the human mouth. Or maybe he's just scowling. When I let out a snort of laughter in response to the unexpected pleasant sight, the detective scratches his head violently and glares at me.
あのな兄ちゃん、あれに入れ知恵されたか知らないが、警察で黙秘したって何も得はしないぞ。
It won't gain you anything, but you won't lose anything either. Except your time. I turn my gaze to the clock on the wall of the sweat box. An hour has already passed since the scheduled time for my meeting. Holy shit, I'm late.
なんとか言ったらどうなんだ。
The detective strikes the table with excellent comic timing. The best part is the way he knocks his ashtray off the table every time he does this.
もう、なんなんだよお前は。
His tone distinctly fed up, he stoops down to pick up the plastic tray off the floor. Kazami Yuji. Occupation? Student.
だから、そりゃもう何度も聞いたっつんだよ。調べたよ。山梨から来たんだろ。過去の犯罪歴はなし、歩道歴も交通違反もなし、何かを表彰されるようなこともなし、ここまで綺麗な懲罰なしってのは変だろ。
Is that weird? Can I not be a law-abiding citizen?
まるで誰かが細工したみてえに真っ白なんだよお前は。お前は一体何者なんだ。
Kazami Yuji. Occupation? Student.
なんだそりゃ。警察に捕まったらそれしか言うなって誰かに言われてんのか。お前どっかのテロリストか。
No, I'm a student. Kazami Yuji. Occupation. Student.
もういい。黙れ。
First, it's say something. Now it's shut up. Talk about hard to please. A capricious detective scowls yet again and scratches his head. Flakes of dandruff drift grandly through the air. Based on his thoroughly wrinkled suit and heavy stubble, I'd say he hasn't been home in days. Oh, poor guy.
なあなあなあなあ。頼むよ。こっちの事情も考えてくれよ。
Another sigh. It's enough to make me want to heave one myself. Because we both take our work seriously, it seems like we're stuck going around in circles.
さっきのひったくり事件の取り調べも進まないし、厄介なの捕まえたよまったく。
Well, that was a very short line for how much text there is. Just as we roughly complete the exchange of one-sided bitterness and mutual glaring, there's a well-timed knock at the door and the sound of it being unlocked.
はい。あ、お疲れ様です。
A slightly plump, elderly detective enters the room. Given the respectable tone of the detective I've been chatting with, he's probably a superior of some sort.
どうかしましたか？え、はい。ええ。
After a quick glance in my direction, the elderly detective whispers something in the younger man's ear. Before long, the younger detective turns towards me with a decidedly nonplussed expression.
釈放だとお疲れさん。
I haven't done anything wrong, so why are you so upset with me? I don't get it. Why now, all of a sudden?
それはこっちから聞いてくれ。それじゃあな。
Okay, bye. With those parting words, the young detective leaves the room. The elderly detective watches him go and then faces me with a greasy smile. Ugh, that's gross.
いやー、すみませんでしたね、風見さん。こちらに連絡が行っていなかったようで、先ほどようやっとあなたの身元保証人の方と連絡が取れた次第でして。
Fantastic. The detective stares at me with eyes like a dead fish. Like Hachiman.
市ヶ谷の関係者なら最初からそう言っていただかないと。
If you'd known I'm from Ichigaya from the start, wouldn't you have thrown me in jail, stripped me naked, and sprayed me down with a hose?
まさかご冗談を。うちは天下の桜だもんですよ。
Just to let you know, I'm nothing but a student. My work at Ichigaya is only a part-time cleaning job.
掃除ですか。なるほどね。うまいことおっしゃいますな。さすがはインテリさんの集まりだ。
I'm reading like I'm reading from a novel. In response to my words, the detective twists his mouth into something vaguely resembling a smile. Like what?
いやー、ですからね。そちらさんもそんなご事情ならば、もっと早く言っておいていただければよかったんですが。ご存知かと思いますが、上があれですから、いろいろとややこしくてね。
Sarcasm drifting from every pore of his body, the detective treats me with a transparently insincere courtesy. He's perfectly civil on a superficial level, but the atmosphere in here is growing increasingly unpleasant. The younger detective from before, hard-ass that he was, seems infinitely preferable. Did you inquire to Ichigaya about me?
いいえね、あなたのお名前をデータベースで検索させたんですがね。検索している最中に電話が鳴りまして、受話器を上げてみたら防衛省の特別の機関からのお電話でして。
I don't know what that is yet.
うちの犬がそちらで保護されていないかと聞きましてね。いや、驚きましたよ、実際。うちは保健所じゃありませんからね。
Fucking funny. Well, since you found my owner and confirmed that my leash is properly attached, I should be able to leave now, right?
どうぞご自由に。ああ、そうそう。あなたが今度転入なさる学園の学園長からもこちらに連絡がありましたよ。
How old am I? Is that so?
なかなかいらっしゃらないからと近隣の署に片っ端から連絡を入れたそうですよ。おかげでうちの所長も会議の途中で電話に引っ張られたようでして、散々闇を言われたと言っておりました。
So where's my backpack?
お預かりした荷物は玄関に出してありますので、そちらで。なんでしたらうちの車でお送りしましょうか。
You're not getting funds from the public taxes in order to show fur bums like me around, are you? I'll walk.
孤独な草